This
experience
conference will now be recorded.
Okay,
and
no problem.
in past I have some experience as a I worked as a scrum master as well in my I'm in India for around 4.5 years, and then I switched here in
Okay.
Germany, and right now I'm
So
looking
Scrum
for.
Master is for what solutions?
Sorry.
Scrum Master for which platform?
It's basically was I was in IT industries.
Ah,
So the platform for like telephone or something like that. So my company was about telephone, so I was working there.
okay.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay, fine. Good.
Yep.
My screen is visible. Just confirm.
Yes, to me, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you.
No problem.
We'll wait for a couple of minutes, then we'll start.
Okay.
2 minutes. Shivam is joining. 2 minutes.
Hi, Shivam. Hello. Shivam, can you hear me? Hello, Shivam. Shivam, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear, sir. You are here or
Yeah, yeah.
not?
Yeah. Now
Okay,
it's
sir.
audible. Yeah. Can you introduce yourself quickly?
Sir, myself, Shivam Mitra. I am working as a production engineer in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
I I done my graduation diploma in plastic engineering. Then after I do BBA in operation management. So my
Okay.
plan is go for manager. So I want some skill like I have to knowledge about production planning and material management all over
Mm-hmm.
because I have already technical skills, but need to that also. For that person, I am trying to do SAP. I do not have go SAP for solving technical issue related IT, but I want to
Mm-hmm.
related work. Yes,
Okay. Okay. Fine. Understood.
yes,
Okay. So you want to upgrade yourself, correct?
yes, yes, sir.
But after this SAP knowledge, Would you like to continue in SAP or you'd like to continue in business?
Continue in business, sir.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay, no
Yes.
problem. Yeah. Naveen, we can start or anyone is going to join?
1 minute, okay? One more person has to
Yeah, yeah.
join. Okay, if he's not
Yeah.
responding, then we'll start. Okay, 1
No
minute. That's
problem.
it. Okay.
No problem.
Sandeep, you can start. Okay, he's not able to join. It seems. Okay, he's outside, so he'll go through the recording. You can start. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, guys. Shikha and Shivam, let me quickly introduce myself. Myself, Sandeep. I did my SAP certification in SCM, Supply Chain Management, Procurement. That's a material part of material management in 2007. And since from 2007, I'm in the SAP. And in 2010, I started these coachings also. And since from that time, I'm doing this job. So basically, my basic background from the technical side, I did my engineering and then post graduation in designing. Did also MBA in operations, and right now I'm managing the accounts of our customer for SAP implementation and as well as support. So this is a quick introduction about myself. So I have total 23 years of experience, my domain plus SAP experience. So let us see what is SAP basically. So we will start from the scratch as both of you are new to SAP. So let us start with the scratch. What is SAP? So we'll see the introduction of the SAP. So SAP is an ERP system. So very first things we will call it as a SAP, not SAP. So because it's a abbreviations of some sentence, some word or some name. Okay. So SAP is an ERP system. So what is ERP? ERP is nothing but the enterprise resource planning. So enterprise resource planning, that is called ERP. So what is enterprise? Enterprise is nothing but the organization. Anyone can tell that one. So any type of the organization, whether it is a small or big, we call it enterprise. Planning. Yes, we are aware about the planning. What is planning? For any activity, any damn activity, we are doing some planning. Might be on the paper, might be the verbal. Even if you want to reach to some destination, if you are traveling in your personal life, we are doing some planning. I have to reach at 10 o'clock to some XYZ destination. So I will start. At what time should I start? So this is called the backward planning. I have to reach by 10. So to reach by 10, when I should start from my home? That is part of planning. If I start at 8 o'clock from my home, then at what time I will reach? That is called the forward planning. So it just because we are doing the calculation in reverse direction and calculation in forward direction. That's why we call this a backward and forward planning. No problem. Planning is planning. So what do you call it as? Forward, backward? So the middle word is remain, that is resource. What do you mean by resource? I hope I am audible clearly, Shika. Just confirm. So what is resource? Yeah. Resource means the things which we are having. There are 4 resources, and that 4 resources are called the 4 M's. The 4 M's,
Man,
we are doing the
material,
planning of this 4M. What are that 4M? Man.
man,
That
material,
is
method, money,
man, material. Yes.
method, money.
Yeah, money is of course there. Man, material, machine, and money. These 4 M's. So man means manpower, that is employee. Material, that is inventory, which the organization is having in warehouse. Machinery, all types of the machinery, including your vehicles, machinery, all types of machinery. And money. Most important is money. Now these 4 resources, everyone we are having, including the organization. You, me, Naveen, organization, everyone. Everyone we are having these 4 resources. I'm as an individual, I'm not a company. Then how I'm having these resources with me? Which manpower I'm having? Yes. If the maid is coming to your house, that is a manpower because you hire the maid.
Yes,
A security guard is sitting in your society, which is guarding your society. That is also manpower. Machinery. Forget about anything. You have a washing machine, basic thing. Yes. Car. Yes. That is a machinery.
yes,
Material. All the grocery in your house is material. And money. Yes, that is a very common with everyone. So if you do the proper planning of these resources, even at your home, you will earn the profit. Question came in your mind, how I can earn the profit? Yes. Not making a loss is also indirectly earning the profit. So will this ERP system will do the planning for me? No. ERP system will not do the planning for me. Will SAP system will do the planning for me? No. Answer is no. Then what is the use of this SAP in ERP? What exactly the ERP system is doing? They are not doing the planning for me. Who will do the planning? I have to do it. I have to do it. Every individual has to do this planning. But we use one word many times. Oh, I can do this one, but I was not aware. It was my cup of tea. What? You was not aware. Visibility. You was not having any idea about that. So that is what your ERP system provide. ERP system provide the big picture that provide the 360-degree view to the management. To top management, they provide the 360-degree view. That means what you are having, how much is utilized, what is spare, and how much you can utilize further. Suppose you have machinery. How many machinery you have? What is the utilizations of that machinery? How much they are? What is the percentage of utilization? How much you can further utilize? So they can take the decisions whether I control my productions or I increase my production, what I can do. If they are having the money in hand, we have enough money in hand, management can think to expand their business. What is the liability? How much I have to pay? How much I will receive from my customer? After going from the after going my liability from my receipt, how much is remain in my hand? So it is just enough money to run my regular business, or I have extra money to expand my business. So that kind of the decisions management has to take. Individual person has to take. But when he can take? Only when he will have the visibility. And that ERP system provide in terms of reportings. Via reportings, you will get that visibility so that you can take a decision. There are multiple ERP systems available in market. SAP, Barn, JD Edward, PeopleSoft, you might heard the Tally, Salesforce, all these are the Salesforce, Tally, all these are the ERP systems for the different modules. We know Salesforce is for the sales, Tally is for the finance. So we are managing a finance in Tally, we are managing our sales in Salesforce, we are managing material management in Barn, we are managing the HR in PeopleSoft, but they are working in individual. They are working in isolation. SAP is the only software in ERP is available which is working together with all departments. There is a tight interlink between all departments. All department means your material management, production planning, plant maintenance, quality management, finance, HR, then your warehouse management, production planning. So all these department, or we can call it as a module, they are tightly interlinked to each other. What in that tightly interlinked to each other? If I perform the transaction in one module, the effect of that transaction can seen into another module. This is what I want to see here. So how they are working basically. Let us see one example. This is an ERP system without SAP. On left hand side, it's an ERP system without SAP. That's like your Salesforce, Tally, Barn, something, which they are working in isolation. What is the disadvantage of these ERP systems? They don't talk to each other. There is no communication. And you know what happens if we don't have the communication? A gap create. Even in human relations also. If you don't have communication, a gap will generate. If suppose, let's take the example, a customer came to the sales office and the sales manager is working in the sales force. So sales manager, customer asks some quantity to sales manager. Sales manager can't promise him immediately because he don't have the visibility how much stock I'm having in my warehouse. So what he will do? Because warehouse is managed in, or stock is managed in barn, BAAN, barn. So he will connect to warehouse manager and he will ask, sir, how much quantity of material we have. Warehouse manager might be busy in his day-to-day activity. He will say, okay, sir, can you do one thing? Please drop a mail. I will reply on that mail. And you know how, I will say, bad we are in mail reply. We never reply on time. Forget about email. We don't reply on WhatsApp also on time. So if you don't reply, sales manager don't get the reply from the warehouse manager, how long your customer will wait? You will lose the customer. Ultimately, you will lose the customer. Means you will not get the profit. That is the loss. You are losing the customer means you are not getting the profit. You are not getting the business. This is what is happen when there is no communication. Let us see the system where we have ERP in place in terms of SAP, where all the modules, they are tightly interlinked to each other. So at the same customer office, when the sales office, when the customer came, your sales manager will not go behind your inventory manager. He will directly look into the database here and he will identify how much quantity of the material is available in the warehouse. He will say, okay, sir, out of 10 quantity, we have 6 quantity readily available. If you give me the order, I will immediately transfer it tomorrow. For remaining 4 quantity, give me 1 or 2 days, I will get back to you. Customer will happy. Customer will satisfy. Because you are giving the prompt reply. So you will get the business. This we might observe in even if you go to a small shop. If the shopkeeper doesn't reply you on time, you will leave that shop. Next time you will not visit to that shop. It's a human mentality. But if that shopkeeper provide you the service, proper service, on-time service, then you will happily wait in that shop, and next time also you'll prefer to go to that shop. It's a human nature. So here SAP ERP system will give the visibility to the sales manager that yes, I'm having this inventory in my hand. For remaining 4 quantity, he might check with the production team, he might check with the your procurement team and get the detail. But customer gets satisfied here. This is what the advantage will get. And the most important advantage of SAP is that there is a log maintained, history maintained for every change into SAP. Even I put a dot, system will keep the history of that dot. Who put that dot, at what time put, when put, and in which transaction, what is the old value, what is the new value. Audit trail, we call that is an audit trail. That is not possible in your Tally, Salesforce. So management prefers such kind of the control into the system to avoid the pilferage of the information, financial losses. When SAP is having so many benefits, then why SAP is not so popular everywhere? Still today in the middle or the small organization, now in middle organization they are capturing via cloud version. In the small organization, since they don't use SAP, why? Because high upfront cost. SAP is a white elephant. The software license cost is heavy, maintenance cost is heavy. You require the infrastructure to manage. Sometimes there is a difficulty in implementation. Normally, if you are follow the standard business process, then you will not find the difficulty. But you might have seen that both of you from India. So we have some processes which are adjustment basically, where we are doing some adjustment. So sometimes SAP doesn't support such kind of the process, kind of the adjustment process to save the money. Then it required a infrastructure, people to manage the software. But yes, SAP coming with the solution that they can have an cloud version of SAP. Then mobility, they are coming as a plug and play systems. A Fury application they have implemented in the S4HANA system. So where a look and feel of the screen and the accessibility to the SAP systems can be easier than the previous one. The cloud system, there are two types of cloud, public cloud, private cloud. So SAP is providing the software on the cloud, so business do not require to purchase the licenses or do not require to purchase the infrastructure, so they can save the cost. So they can directly just take the access of that cloud and they can start using. All the software management is done by SAP. If you want your own infrastructure, then you can buy licenses, you can buy the software, and you can have your own infrastructure. You can have your own private cloud also. That depends upon the organization. But even for the middle organization, SAP is providing that cloud, so which is owned by SAP and maintained by SAP himself, so that they can capture us small customers. They are targeting towards the small customers also. We are talking about SAP. SAP, what is SAP basically? SAP is the name of the company as well as the name of the software. SAP is not the name of the software. The name of the software is System Applications and Product in Data Processing. That is a SAP. It's a short form of some name, system, application, and product. In data processing means what you are going to do here, we are managing the data, we are processing the data, we are using the application to process the data, and we get some desired output out of it. That is what SAP is. So SAP is not a SAP, very first thing, it's a SAP. Many people, new people, they call it a SAP, but it's not SAP. It's a short form of some name. So it is identified or developed by just 5 people. They came out of IBM and they started this company in Germany. They developed this software in 1972. They almost took 10 years to bring the first versions of software in market. They learned all the standard business process across the globe and they put into the software. Now, even if you say 72, in last 2 years, and in 2022, they almost complete 50 years. You might have seen that so many softwares came into the market and gone, but SAP is still there. So you can understand the importance, or you can say usability of SAP. There is no other software available in ERP which can compete to SAP. They are having more than 25 industry specific solutions. What is industry specific solution? We'll give one small example. In oil sector, we are having density. We are using density in oil sector. What purpose we are using this density? To identify the volume, to identify the weight of petroleum product. We call that is a hydrocarbon product. So the weight of that product might be in kg, pound, watt, tons, whatever the unit of measure that you are using. We are using density. What's the unit of measure of density? Kg per meter cube. If I know the volume, that means petrol, crude oil, diesel, all these are the things are stored into tanks. We know the dimensions of the tank. We know the height of the liquid in the tank. So we can easily calculate the volume. So if you know the volume, if you know the density, we can immediately calculate the quantity. Because it is not possible to measure the quantity. Because it gets changed as per the temperature. Your density get inversely proportional to temperature. In summer season, it expands. Quantity will increase automatically. In winter season, it get contract. The quantity will get reduced. So that kind of the effects are there in petroleum products. So I am to just tell you that what is industry specific. So density is important parameter in if you go for the IS oil sector. SAP provide different softwares, different versions according to the industry standard. IS means industry standard. IS oil, IS mill. IS mill is for the steel industry. IS retail. Then your pharma industry, automobile industry, your telecom industry, textile industry. So every industry they are having the different requirements. Insurance sector, that comes under the financials. So all these things, all these sectors will have the different processes, different requirements. So SAP is providing according to that industry. They are providing the software for that to which will suit their business requirement. So this is what SAP is, and it was really doing good in the market. When it was started in 1972, they come up with R2 solution. That R2 solution later on, R2 means two-tier system. That means two layers. Later on, it's enhanced to R3 system, R3 architecture. R3 means they have introduced one more layer. See what happened initially, there was a presentation, that means your laptop and database layer. Later, in this system, everyone was trying to connect to database directly. So it was similar to uncontrolled junction. All the vehicles are approaching to that junction and it get congestion. So what authority will do? Authority will introduce a signal there, traffic signal. They introduce a traffic police and all that things so that we can control the traffic. So SAP introduced an application layer which control the traffic. So now whoever accessing the database, they will come to application server first, and then application server on the first come first basis preference, they are passing it to the database level. They regularize the traffic which is coming to the database level, so that increase the performance. Then in later on, in 2005, SAP come up with ECC solution, Enterprise Central Component. Then in 2015, SAP come up with the new solution that is called HANA, S4HANA. S4 is a name. HANA is a database. It's just like a Windows 11, Windows 12, Windows 13. It's a different versions. But why these versions are coming? To improve the business processes, to improve the performance of the system. In S4HANA, SAP improve the performance to the extent that they sponsored the World Cup 2015 World Cup. And you know, in the World Cup, all the analysts, your batsman analysis, bowler analysis, pitch analysis, then the series analysis, that should be on the fly. So SAP is able to achieve the speed to that extent, so that all that analysis is done on HANA database. What is HANA basically? HANA is nothing but the high performance analytic appliances. High performance analytic appliances. So what SAP did in HANA? It is little bit technical, but just for information purpose I'm telling. We are not going to do anything there. So what SAP did, SAP used in-memory platform in HANA database. That means they club your hard disk and RAM together so that SAP can improve the performance of the system by combining these two systems together. This is our traditional system. We have CPU, then RAM, then hard disk, then again from hard disk data will come to RAM and then come to CPU. So SAP identified there is a lag, time required to travel this much or to flow this much data. So to avoid that, instead of going to RDBMS database, they implement the new database that is called HANA. HANA is the database basically, and S4 is the version. Every year they are coming with a new different enhancement to the existing version. So currently in the market it is S4 2023. That's the version came. That is the latest version. 24 they didn't bring into the market. There are so many problems they identified, so they canceled that 24. Actually, SAP always recommend to use a N-1 version. That is what is the latest version. So instead of going for the latest version, they recommend always to go with N-1 because N-1 is the stable version. So that is what SAP required. Now during this training session, what we are going to cover here, we will cover the navigation part, how we introduction to SAP, what are the business processes, standard business process, what is the basic accounting, how we navigate into the SAP T codes, and all that things we will see here. Roles of functional consultants, what are the different steps in SAP implementation. Then what is the organization structure that covers the company, plant, store location, purchasing, then your material masters, vendor masters, the master data, then the procurement process, procure to pay, that is P2P procure to cycle, procure to pay cycle, where we cover up the requirement, quotation, contract, procurement of the material. Then we have service procurement. I just now take the example where your maid is coming to your house, or a security guard in your society. They are providing the service to you. So that is called the service procurement. In addition to this standard procurement, we have the special procurement. In case of the special procurement, we have consignment procurement, pipeline procurement, subcontracting. This is a very common process everywhere. Returnable transport packaging material, project procurement, inventory management. What is the role and responsibility of the warehouse manager? What are the different activity that he is performing? What are the different transactions? What is the accounting impact of it? That everything we will see here. How the batch managed materials are managed, how the serial managed materials are getting managed in warehouse. Then invoice verification, how we book the vendor's invoice into the systems before making the payments. Then approval strategy, the approvals of the procurement documents. Then how the price get calculated. See, we always ask one question: at what price you brought this television, for example? Meaning is that when you brought the television to your house, what are the different charges you paid, including the basic cost of the material? That is the expectation here. You had sometimes transportation charge, sometimes the vendor give the discount. So you need to consider all that. We always say that yes, what is the basic price we paid? We always talk about in terms of that basic price, but that is not the case always. So in the procurement, at which the material will be there in your premises. Then the valuations and accounting, how the accounting take place. It's a finance part, but yes, module is very closely working with the finance, so we need to have the flavor of these topics also. Then material requirement planning, how the planning of the material requirement is done. So that will also cover. Some technical things will cover during each topic. Now here what we'll do, all these topics we will divide into three parts. Like in the first part, we'll understand the process. In second part, we'll do the configuration. And in third part, we'll test that configuration. So every topic we will study in these three different steps. Now the question might came, I'm not working in warehouse. I've never worked in the organization. Just I'm taking example. Or I'm working in IT. How can I understand SAP there? How can I understand the process? I'm talking about end-to-end process, requirement to the invoice verification. But from the first day I'm working in warehouse, I never see how the purchaser are working. Or I'm working in the purchase department. I don't know what the warehouse manager is doing. So here, what we'll do, whenever we'll talk about any process, first we will compare that process with your day-to-day activity. See, while taking the example of 4 amps, I immediately compare that with your day-to-day activity. All the business processes we are performing in our day-to-day life without knowing it. Let's take example. What is this? Returnable transport packaging material. I am not aware. Pipeline procurement process. Don't know. Electricity coming to your house. That is the pipeline material. Gas. Pipeline gas. Water. That all these are the examples of the pipeline procurement. Returnable transport packaging. Before coming to this pipeline gas, there was a cylinder concept. So can the delivery agency deliver the cooking gas into polythene bag? No, they need a cylinder. Are you owning that cylinder? What you are purchasing? Gas or cylinder? You are purchasing gas, not cylinder. So that cylinders are returnable transport packaging materials. We are returning them. It's just a packaging material. So this way, if you compare the business processes with your day-to-day activity, you can easily understand them. So this is how we'll process. That's it from my side. If you have any question, you can ask me.
Thank you. That was.
Shikha, if you're talking, I can't hear you.
Are you able to hear me now?
No, I can't hear you. No.
Are you able to hear me now?
Shikha, I can't hear you. I can see you are talking something. Shivam, can you speak? Naveen, can you hear me?
Yes, here, sir. Here.
Is there any problem in my side?
Are you
Here,
able to
sir.
hear me now? Hello?
Hello.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Shum, are you able to hear me?
Yes, here.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Naveen, are you able to hear me?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Tell me.
Okay, thank you for the quick demo session. It was perfect.
Mhm.
And first, my question is how much time does it will take to complete this training session? I mean,
Okay. Normally, the training session is for 2.5 to 3 months. Okay.
okay.
Normally, it is for 2.5 months, but
Mm-hmm.
plus minus something, sometimes I may not be available, some situations came. So
Mm-hmm.
it's we can assume that 2.5 to 3 months.
Okay, perfect. And what would be the timing? I mean, time slot as you.
Timing, it
Mm-hmm.
will be on weekend. Okay. Weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 2 hours.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay. And the rest of the time you can do the practice.
Okay, and what would be the timing? I mean, is there
That
any?
will decide. That will decide.
Okay, weekend. I mean, I am perfectly open for weekend only. I mean, that
Mm,
was the only my concern because on
yeah.
Monday, from Monday till Friday, I have to work. I will have to go. So for me, it would be next to impossible to have training session on weekdays. So weekend would be perfect for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and okay.
Now,
Uh,
considering that we kept on weekend only.
okay, perfect.
Yeah. And
And
precisely answer to your question, how much time you will take to learn SAP?
mhm.
Can you answer that question?
I mean, it depends. It depends actually quite
Depends how much time you dedicate to SAP.
exactly. I mean, for me, I can be dedicate myself on weekdays also as well when once I will come from my work, then I am
Correct.
free like for good 2 3 hours or 4 hours depends on
Mm,
because I have kids as well, so I will have to give them time as well.
yes. Yeah.
So yeah, so for 1 and 2 hour per day, I can have to give time. I will have time
Yes.
for SAP as well to give. So yeah, so and depends and training we will have to do on Saturday and Sundays. So
Yeah.
I have time on Saturday and Sunday fully, so I can also do. And it also depend. I mean, yeah, I will have to be dedicate myself totally into SAP if I want to learn in 2.5 months. So
Correct.
2.5. Yeah,
But uh, you can't learn everything in 2.5 months. It
exactly.
might take, yeah, it might take 1 year, might take 2 years, might take 5 years, might take 10 years.
Mm.
to learn the SAP.
Exactly.
Okay, because it's an ocean.
It's a ocean. I can understand.
It's an ocean.
Yeah, it's a
You
ocean.
can't say that after 10 years I know everything. No,
No, no, exactly.
it's not like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And so you told us that it will take, I mean, the training is divided into three parts: process, configuration, and test to the configuration. So
Correct,
configuration, that's it's a practical kind of thing, no? I mean,
correct, correct.
um, how does it work? It will work, SAP in SAP MM, everything.
Yes.
Okay.
So, for example, if you take organization structure, then we'll configure the organization structure into the system.
Uh-huh.
Master data, what are the things that material types, material groups, that everything we'll configure it and then we'll test it like end user.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And you told me about the timing, like it will take 2 hours in weekend every day.
Yeah.
So theory, it will also include theory parts or only for practical, something like that.
No. See, 2 hours means some topics are big ones, some topics small. So
Ah,
on an
like that.
average, we took 1.5 to 2 hours. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
can't left any topics in between that we are completed 1. Means 1.5 hours we are completed. So I will stop here.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we need to complete that topic into that stretch. Otherwise, what will happen? You will also forget some part. Then
Mm-hmm.
again, I have to repeat it again. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
there disconnect happen if we
Mm-hmm.
left that certain topic in between.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what is my approach? I talk about the business process first.
Mm-hmm.
Then we did immediately after that we go into the systems and we do the configuration and then we perform the testing also.
Mm-hmm.
Now here, if you talk about the practical,
Mm-hmm.
only the practical I can show you.
Okay.
Okay. I can't say that you
Mm-hmm.
do it practical and I will watch it
Mm-hmm.
because in 2.5 months we have to cover a lot of things.
Exactly.
Okay. So, and second thing is what?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose you and Shivam both are joined there.
Mm-hmm.
Both are doing the practice simultaneously. If
Mm-hmm.
you access a certain table simultaneously, then you will get a locking error.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that means you can't do the practice simultaneously.
No.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot say that okay now you do it first, then the Shivam will do it. So it will just kill our time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what I preferred, I show everything here, and
Mm-hmm.
later on during the working day times, the student they practice it and they
Mm-hmm.
come up with their query on WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that immediately you have to send me the screenshot on WhatsApp so that I can answer it. If you send me the proper screenshot with a proper query, I can reply it immediately without going into the system also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And here I am providing the small video clips also. Of course, Naveen will provide the recording session.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Complete training session he will record and that he access he will provide. But I'm providing the small recording clips which we can access many times.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 10-15 minutes recording clip for each topic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So how to do the things into the system, how to test it. So I
Mm-hmm.
prepared a small recording clips which you can watch on your mobile also, like your WhatsApp videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
And okay. So one one more question.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm taking too much time, but uh, uh, so actually, is there any? I mean, you guys are also open for like giving some tip or helping for any interviews preparation as well, like.
Yeah, we'll provide you the interview question also.
Mm-hmm,
And during the training session,
mm-hmm,
I prefer that the candidate should keep the notebooks and pen with him.
yeah,
So, because during the training session, many
mm-hmm,
times the topic comes, I say that there is always question on in interview. Interviewer will ask the question like this.
mm-hmm,
So you should write that question in
mm-hmm,
your notebook. Answer
okay,
we'll find out later on, but at least you should have the list
mm-hmm,
of questions.
okay,
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So I observe
And
that
Sir,
the
after
people don't maintain that one, but it is important, necessary.
okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. And
sir,
from my side, one more question.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So right now, what is the vacancies in in SAP MM? This vacancies, how much percentage of vacancies in SAP MM module? Because I want to carry on uh, my aim, my job
Yeah.
in SAP MM.
See,
So yeah,
Shikha,
yeah.
precise answer to your question,
Mm-hmm.
it's a varying always.
Mm-hmm.
Market open in certain time period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Normally it's happen after the appraisals take place.
Mm-hmm.
Many people they left the job,
Yeah.
market the opportunity comes, and then after certain times it gets stable.
Yeah.
Then
That's correct.
again it's a sinusoidal wave, you can say.
Yeah, I can understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
but of course there are opening now. Now the market is on the basically lot of jobs are available, and
Mm-hmm.
for the beginners, see, let me clear one thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you take any kind of education, if you go for any kind of certification course, nobody will put a red carpet for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, to be frank,
Mm-hmm.
there is always struggle to get a first job.
Yeah.
But once you got the job, then sky is the limit. That depends
Exactly.
on you, how much you provide it
Yeah.
from your side.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. And what about certification? So you guys help us as in for certification as well, or
We'll guide you.
guide you? Okay.
Help
Okay.
means, see, if I say yes, then the people they started that you will answer the questions. No, that kind of the help is not possible. Okay. But yes,
Mm-hmm.
we'll guide you how to prepare for the certification and all that.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
And yeah, and thank you. And I don't have any question from my side on. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Shivam, any question?
yes, sir, after completing this, get placement assistance from your side.
Sorry, I could not get you.
After completing the MM SAP course, I
Hmm.
will get a placement assistance from your side.
That Naveen will provide you.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's a global certification or only for India? Because I am in Dubai, so
No,
this
see,
certification
see,
is
see,
one.
see, see, one thing.
Yes,
Global certification, SAP only provide.
yes,
Okay. And that you have to
yes,
appear for examination, even though you did
yes,
a SAP course from anywhere. Okay,
yes, yes,
anywhere. You have to appear for
yes,
SAP certification examination, which is conducted by SAP, and then only
yes.
they provide the certificate, which is called the global certificate.
Sir, if one exam or global certification are different, suppose we completed course.
Sorry.
Sir, if this certification is global level or one if it valid for India.
Which certificate you are talking?
If suppose I completed SAP MM
Uh,
course,
huh.
then if this yes, sir.
No, that is not the global certificate. That's what I'm telling you. Global
Yes,
certificate is the one where you have to appear for the examination, SAP examination, which is conducted by
yes, sir.
SAP.
Yes.
Okay.
Topic will what you teach me in MM, that topics will come or different.
Yes, the same topic. Same topic will remain same.
Yes, yes,
I'm not saying question will remain same, topic will remain same.
yes, sir.
Yeah,
Means
it's an objective
everywhere
type of question.
using yes, sir. Everywhere using uh, same word or different
No,
inside.
everywhere across the globe the pattern remains same.
Yes, yes. Okay, sir.
Pattern remains same.
Sir, what's your suggestion for me? Like I have experience in production, so I have production planning or which have more suitable for me.
See, a precise answer to your question is that first of all, we need to think about our liking, which area you
Yes,
like, okay,
yes.
and where you want to go.
Actually, sir,
But
I
if you
am
say
doing
production planning,
MBA also.
if you, yeah, if
Yes,
you say production
sir.
planning, then
Yes,
MM is the base.
yes,
See,
yes,
all these modules, finance is the root, then come MM,
yes, sir.
and then come your sales and distribution, and then all the other modules, that is your plant maintenance, production planning, quality, warehouse, they are around these core modules.
Yes, sir. Sir, you also done MBA in operation management, and I also want to be like operation manager future. So which have to good for me
Uh, you
from your
can go
experience?
for, so that's why I'm telling you, if you can go for PP also, you can go for MM also. The only thing is that when you go for PP, the people,
Yes,
that
sir.
person will assume that you know the MM.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. So if your some voice is coming up from background voice.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So can we close it, Shika? Yeah.
Yeah, so I have one question. When would be the next training session going to start?
That Naveen will communicate.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep, sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys, for joining.
Thank
Shall I close
you.
the session?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you.
Thank
This
you. Yeah.
conference will now be recorded.
Hey, go ahead, Sri.
Sri.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, Sandeep. Yeah, my name is Shri. So I've been in the industry maybe over close to 20 years. So I'm a senior director of technology. I have teams with SAP, and so I've been a consultant for many years. I've implemented MM as well. So, but I'm just trying to refresh, get back to just some more and just make sure, when my teams and everybody are implementing projects, I'm just upskilled on my knowledge.
Oh, great. So you have 20 years of experience. Good. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Sri. Sri, you are located
Atlanta, in the US.
Atlanta, US. Okay, good. Priya, you
I'm located in Bangalore.
Bangalore. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Let me quickly introduce myself. Uh, myself Sandeep. I'm from Bombay. Sorry. I did my graduation, then post graduation in designing, and I did my MBA in operations management, and I did 9 years in my domain. I worked in domain for 9 years, and later on I joined in SAP after my certification. So since from 2007, I'm in SAP. So it's almost 14, 15 years I have completed in SAP. So altogether, I have some 23, 24 years of experience. And since from 2010, I'm in this field also of trying to coach. I can't say I'm coaching. Okay, but see, fine. So this is what quickly introduction about myself. Currently, I'm working as an account manager for the SAP implementation as well as the support project. Both are from the finance industry, finance background. both the projects, they are from the insurance sectors currently, which I'm handling. So I get that flavor also, what's happening in insurance sector. I work in oil industry, I work in project industry, I work in the telecom industry, and now I'm managing the support and implementation project for the financial institutes. Okay, so this is a quick introduction about myself. So Siri is having a very good background about the SAP and the complete environment. So it might be little bit repetitive kind of thing for you, or you might feel that it's too basics. But yes, that is what we design the course, because it is from the perspective of the person who don't know SAP. From that perspective, I will start. I will go at the root level so that everyone can understand what we are talking. So it is very difficult because SAP is an ocean. You can't say that I know this much, I know that much. Even if you put your 100% life in SAP, you can't say that I know 100%. It's like you might have seen your advertisements, stage advertisement or floor cleaning advertisement. They show one germ. That means they didn't claim that we are 100% perfect in cleaning the floors or anything. So it's like that. Even if you say I have 15 years of experience, 20 years of experience in SAP, there are some area where we don't know the scenario, or we never come across to that kind of the scenario. So how I will proceed here, I will start from the beginning. I will start with the basics. We will understand the each business process, how the business process is working. Now, for example, if you take the example of Priya was working in certain area. She might not know what's happening in the warehouse, or she might not be aware what's happening in the procurement department. So how she will understand the processes? Priya, I'm just don't mind it. I'm just taking your example. So how
Yes, yes.
how will she will understand the business process? So what is business process basically? If you are doing anything, that's a process. You are doing any activity, even if your day-to-day life, if you are performing some activity, that is also one of the process. You want to buy a laptop. You say, what is that process then? Yes, think for the each prospect steps in this process of buying laptop. The very first thing, the thought will came into your mind if you want a laptop. Then you will justify yourself why you want your laptop. So you will design some requirement. Yes, I want a laptop of so and so specification. I'm going to work in SAP world. So somebody told me that we required a laptop of so and so configuration for SAP. So we need a laptop for this. That's a requirement generation. So you generate the requirement. In the business also, they generate the requirement first. It's not like our casually we are going into supermarket and just taking a trolley and buying the items because it's buy one get one or some 50% off. No, it's not like that. In a business, we have to plan. We have to give the requirement properly. Then only the process will be initiated. Laptop is not just like, oh, today we have weekend, so let's go and buy the laptop. No, we first identify whether we really need it. Oh, we already have one laptop at your home. So can it work? Is it okay? We will check all that things, and then we will take the decision that yes, we need to go for the new laptop. Then what you do, you will visit to some shops. I'm just taking general example, might not be applicable at the location. So you will visit to some shop or dealers. You will take idea what is the price of the laptop, who is the best seller in the market. You will collect some pamphlets from them. You will go to the shop. You will just stand there and you will ask them, sir, I want to buy a laptop. So specifications are fixed in your mind. If you just go and stand there, the shopkeeper will grab you. He will say, yes, this person don't know what he want to buy. But if you say, no, I want to buy a laptop of so and so specification. So he will show you the available laptops of that specification and also tell you the price. Sir, we are giving a nice backpack with this laptop. Some work he will also provide to you. Then you will go to the another shop. You will repeat the same story. When you come at home, you will have the 3-4 pamphlets and you will keep that pamphlet in front of you. And then you will take the decision, oh, I think this laptop is the best one. He is giving me best terms condition. He is giving me licensed software. For laptop, what is important? Bag is important or licensed software is important? Licensed software is important. So we never say who is giving the best, lowest price. No, lowest price is not the best price. Who is giving you the best terms condition? Favorable terms condition. We will prefer that. What is this? This is called the vendor selection process. Business also doing the same. Then we'll decide one vendor and we'll go to that shop and we'll order him. That's a procurement process. Once you get the laptop, you will verify everything. Oh, this is working, that is working or not. Sound is coming or not. This port is working or not. HDMI port is working or not. USB port, how many USB ports are there? My sound is working or not. The keyboard, how, everything you will verify. What is that? Quality inspection. So you will do the quality inspections of your product, what you receive. If you found anything, you will immediately go to the shop. If you accept, yes, this is as per my requirement, you will accept it and take it in your custody. You will make the payment. So what is this? This is called the procure to pay process. In business language, we call this as a procure to pay process. So SAP is an ERP software. Sorry, Priya, I interrupt you. It's not a SAP, it's a SAP. We always call it SAP. The reason behind this, it's a short form of something. It's a short form of system applications and product in data processing. This is the name of the software. See, system application. I mean to say we are using the system. And product in data processing. That means we are massaging the data, we are processing the data and we are getting the output. Then what we are doing exactly? We are managing the processes. So we are developing the process? No. SAP already having all the processes there. We are managing that processes and we ensure that process should be suitable for my business or it should be in line with my business requirement. Okay, let's go one by one. So what is SAP? SAP is an ERP software. It's an ERP application. What is ERP? Enterprise Resource Planning. Enterprise, you know, any organization. Forget about organization. You, me, everyone. Planning. Everyone is doing the planning. Even if you want to travel, you are doing the planning. If you want to go to market, you are doing the planning. Daily you are going to office, you are doing the planning. Here you know how much is the chaos in the Bangalore. It's a huge traffic. So if you want to reach to office at certain time, you need to start at certain time. You need to decide by which mode I am going, to which stop I should get down, and which vehicle I will get. Because there are a lot of traffic. By which road should I select? So what is this? These are all called the planning that we are doing in day-to-day life. What about the resources? What about the resources? Do you have the resources? Yes. What are the resources we have? And what are the resources my organization is having? 4M. Man, that is manpower. Machine, machinery. Material, inventory. And money. Now, these 4M's are available with the organization as well as it is available with our individual. It is available with me, Naveen, Priya, Sri, everyone. Everyone we are having these 4 resources. Where we have man, where we have manpower. Maid is coming to your house. You are hiring a security guard in your society. You are hiring a taxi, or you are hiring a driver. What is that? That is a manpower. Now, let us take an example. A maid is coming to your house, and you are just chatting with her. You are giving her tea, offering tea, nasta every to her, and just she's sitting for 1 or 2 hours, and she is going back. And so work doesn't get complete. I need two maids. One maid is not sufficient. Is that the way? No. That means you are not doing the planning of your manpower. Whatever the manpower is available with you, you are not doing the proper plan. That is called the planning of manpower. Material, machinery. We have very nice high-ended car in your parking, but it's very difficult to take the car every day in office because of the traffic. I'm preferring go by metro or anything public transport. Oh, but on weekend we are going on outing. Every weekend you are going on outing? No, how is possible? Every weekend is not possible. Once in a month, once in a 2 months, 3 months. That means you have vested or invested dead investment into that car. You have machinery, but you are not utilizing it. Same thing is the organization. They have machinery, they have lorry, they have equipments in office. So how they are using, how much workload you are giving on that machinery. If you are not utilizing it, it's a wastage. Over the period of time, the life of that machinery will be zero. You know, there is a depreciation of 20% on your car, according to the accounting rule. If you want to refer your insurance copy. Every year they are reducing the 20% price of your car. That means after 5 years, your car value is zero. You just have the scrap value. So instead of investing a high amount in my car, if I invest that money somewhere else. Now I am not taking the market example. Now it's going at bottom. So somewhere if you invest, you will get a good return. That is called the planning of business. Material. For any organization, 60 to 70% of the money are involved in material and machinery. At your home also, if you just open your cupboard, you will find so many t-shirts and trousers which you never wear. That means you just invest money into material and you are not using it. When you buy grocery in your kitchen, you are doing the planning. How much sugar should I buy? What is my container size? How much sugar we required in a month? We are 3 members in the house, 4 members in the house. So how much sugar we consume? So we'll bring that much only. Why? You should bring 10 kg, 15 kg. Oh, where should I store? And why should I invest money when I don't require that much sugar? This is called the plan. So planning of this 4M, that is the resources, is called ERP. You mean to say SAP will do the planning for me? No. SAP will not do the planning. Will not do the planning. System will not do the planning for you. Then what the system is doing? System will give you the big picture. 360-degree view. Many times we use one word. Oh, I was not aware. Otherwise, I could do it. It is my cup of tea. But I was not aware that time. Means you don't have the visibility. And that is what your ERP system will do. Your ERP system will give you the visibility that yes, this is what you are having and how much you utilize it. So you can decide or you can take the decision where to invest, how to utilize the available resources. That is what your ERP is doing. There are so many ERP available in market. We have SAP, Barn, JD Edward, PeopleSoft. Then you might have heard your Tally. It's one of the best ERP in market for finance. Salesforce for the sales side. Barn is for material management. But out of all that, SAP is one of the big vendor in here. Why? Because Tally is just working into the finance, Salesforce is just working into the sales side, and Barn is just working into the material management side. They don't talk to each other. If they don't talk to each other, what will happen? Communication gap. In your family also, in your relationship also, if you don't talk to each other, communication gap will generate. And what is the end result? Loss. Loss in terms of money, loss in terms of relations, loss in terms of the trust, everything. Let us see. This is an ERP software where we don't have the communication. Everyone is working in isolation. She is managing the team, so she is aware. If every team is working in isolation, they don't have the communication, how the interface will develop, how the integration will happen, how the project will move. So when your customer came to your sales office, sales manager don't know how much is the inventory available because he is working in the sales force. He will pick up the phone and call to the inventory manager. This is depend on the input of the inventory manager. Inventory manager might be busy. He will say, sir, do one thing, drop a mail, I will reply. And you know how good we are in the replying the mail. We never reply on time. Unless somebody point out to you that, oh, there is a mail in your inbox, can you please reply? Over and above that, we also ask, can you do one favor? Please send it me again one to one, I will reply. We don't take effort to search that mail also. This is a human tendency I'm talking about. So if inventory manager forget to give the information to the sales manager, what information he will provide to the customer? Ultimately, you will lose the customer. That means there is no business. Ultimately, there is a loss. Let's take the example of SAP. SAP is the ERP software where all the departments are tightly interlinked to each other. They are working in the common pool. Their database is the common. So when the customer came to the sales office, sales manager will not go behind inventory manager. He will directly look into the database and tell the customer, sir, out of the 10 quantity, I have 6 quantity ready. If you want, I can give it to you. For 4 quantity, give me some time, I will get back to you. See, customer will happy because he got a response. Your finance guy will not go behind your purchase manager, sales manager, that how much is the payable, how much is the receivable. He has to submit the financial report to management. He will directly look into the database and get the necessary information. So no one is dependent on anyone. They can take out the report from the system. That means there is no control. Anyone can check anything. No. There is a tight control in the system. Access control. They have maintained the access. They maintain the authorizations. Object level authorization. So whatever your job profile is, you will get access of only that object. So that level of access is also maintained into the system. SAP was developed in 1972 in Germany. The name of the company is SAP as well as the name of the software also. 1972, they took almost 10 years to develop a first package and to bring the first package in the market. And later on, they have the enhancement from R2 to R3. It's a layers, different layers of the software. Just a minute. different layers of the software. They come up with the R2, then it was enhanced to R3, then it is ECC, Enterprise Central Component, in 2005. Then in 2015, they come up with HANA, S4HANA. And they come up with this S4HANA. That time, the speed has been increased to the extent that SAP, sorry, I think I picked up the wrong thing. Fine. SAP sponsored the World Cup. SAP sponsored the World Cup. You know, at the World Cup, in 2015 World Cup, ICC World Cup, it was sponsored by SAP. You know, and the World Cup on the screen, whatever the analysis, you can see bowler analysis, batsman analysis, that should be on the fly. So that level of the speed SAP is able to achieve in S4HANA. What is S4HANA? S4HANA is a technology. Of course, they did some modification into the process also in master data, in business processes. Every release, their SAP is providing some functionality to enhance the process or to make it easy for the business, to reduce the turnover time, to make it fast. So that kind of the modifications they are doing in every release. SAP is having more than 25 industry-specific business solutions. What is the industry-specific business solution? Have you ever visited Priya on petrol pump?
Yes.
What is there on the display? There is one quantity, rate,
Yes.
amount,
Yeah.
and one more is there. That's a density. Okay, so density is very important for the oil industry, oil sector. It is called the hydrocarbon materials. For the hydrocarbon material, density is very important. So how they utilize that density? They utilize that density to identify how much quantity available into their underground tank. How we can know how much quantity available in my underground tank? Identify the volume, length, breadth, and depth, and density is kg per meter cube. If you multiply it by the density to volume, you will get the weight of the how much quantity available in my tank. So this is very specific to the oil sector. I may not require density in telecom sector. I may not require density in retail sector. So I'm just giving one example. So whenever I will create a material master in my oil sector, system will ask me to forcefully ask me to enter the density of that. What is the standard density of that? Of course, density is changing according to the temperature. That's a different story. But yes, we need to specify the standard density of each and every material into the system. So I'm just giving example. Retail business is working totally in different way. So they have IS retail, they have IS oil, IS meal. So these are IS means industry standard. These are such like that. There are 25 industry specific solutions that SAP is having. If SAP is having so many solutions and so many functionality, then why not SAP there everywhere? Of course, huge implementation cost. Sometimes difficult to implement. It's not difficult to implement. Adaptability of the customer. You know, if you see the Indian customer and US customer, for example, there is a huge difference between the business process. In US, they will follow the straightforward process. In India, we don't follow the straightforward process. Some jugglery we are doing. We are just creating intercompany and we are transferring the material from one company is doing the other company's service, and just we are transferring the money from one pocket to another pocket, one third pocket like that, to save the taxes, to distribute the profit and blah blah blah. So somewhere SAP may not support such kind of the processes. I'm not saying 100%, somewhere. So there we might go for the custom solutions instead of the standard one. Yes. Then the resources. We require a permanent resources. We require the infrastructure. We require the team of the consultants. Continuous upgrade is required because there is a change in the legality. Just like in India, we implement GST. We bring e-way bill, e-compliances. Across the globe, we have e-compliance systems. Here we call that is e-invoice. So these are the time to time that every country is releasing the different processes that has to be adapted into the system. That is the problem. Otherwise, it's a blue chip solutions. Now SAP is coming work to overcome these problems. SAP is coming with the cloud solutions. They have private cloud, public clouds. They have enhanced some screens on the cloud also. They modify because if you saw the SAP screen, it is very dull. And nowadays the people look at jazzy screen, beautiful screens. But if you see the traditional screen of SAP, it's not that much attractive. So many fields you will find. You will get confused. Why the system is giving so many fields? From that perspective, SAP is giving a new layout or GUI on the cloud version, public cloud specifically. On private cloud, you have the options. SAP is himself, they are managing the public cloud. They are owning the software. Only the buy business has to buy the licenses and they need to start using it. Security and everything is managed by SAP. Then they have a mobility kind of solutions. Then they have a ready-made integration solution that is plug and play solutions with the non-SAP software. So that kind of the enhancement that SAP is doing to increase their market or the customer base. So this is what we talk about the SAP. Now, when SAP introduced in the market, that time it was R2 system. R2 means it's a two layer. It was a presentation layer. That means your laptop presentation layer, and the second one is database layer. So everyone was trying to connect to the database. So it is just like an uncontrolled signal. All the vehicles are coming and there is a congestion. So what SAP did, SAP bring a new layer that is R3. From R2 to R3 is a client server architecture. They bring one application layer which is called as we can call it in layman language a traffic police, which will control the traffic coming to the database, and based on the first come first return basis, they are fulfill the requirement. So that increase the speed of the system. So this is what about the quick introductions of SAP. Going forward, we'll have some basic concepts. We'll understand some basic concepts of the accounting, how the SAP projects are implemented, ASAP methodology of SAP, some common concepts of SAP. The very my next topic will focus on the basics accounting, where we are going in the wrong way. What is debit? What is credit? We'll understand that one. Some basic terminology because module. If you choose the module, it is the best module. I will correct myself. Finance is the base module. is the second base module. So it's just like a tree. In a tree, your root becomes the finance, and stem is material management. And the other modules, they are the branches of the tree. Why I'm taking like that? Because without root, your stem can't be stand up. So without finance, can't work. And without the rest of the module can't work. Because they need, if you talk about the sales, you need a material. And material comes in material management. If you talk about the quality management, you'll do the quality of what? Material. That's again material. Plant maintenance. You will do the maintenance of plant, but using material. So that comes under material management. So all the production planning, you will do the productions of what? Consuming the raw material, developing the finished product means material. So everywhere you will need the material, and that comes under the material management. So material management is the second most important and the basic module of SAP, and it is very closely working with the finance. That's the reason we will understand the accounting concepts. What is accounting? How we are linked with the finance? What are the terminology? We are not going to work into the finance, but at least we should have the flavor of this terminology, so that whenever we talk, we should know what we are talking. I'm telling this, we will have one topic also, that is the arithmetic account determination. Actually, that topic comes under the finance, but we will cover in the material management. I will tell the reason behind this. Because in an interview, if you, that might be applicable to Priya more, even if in interview, if you talk about or if you answer any single question on the accounting side, definitely 100. The person, if know the accounting, he understand everything. If you say that how the accounting take place when I did the good receipt, how the accounting take place when I issue the material, that means you understand each and everything. Okay, so that's the reason we will cover up that topic. So whenever you present to customer any process, everyone will accept your process except one person, and that person is the accounting person. He will ask you, sir, what is the tentative accounting entries? To answer that person, we should have this knowledge. Because if you say that time, oh, I don't know, the whole credit will go to your finance. You don't require to explain him how to do the accounting. He is a champion. He is a master. You need to tell him that where my debit will go and where my credit will go. If it is in line with his accounting concept, he will accept it. Otherwise, he will reject the process. Okay. So this is quick introduction of SAP about from my side. Tomorrow we'll have these basic things and the accounting concepts. If you have any query, you can ask me. Yeah, Priya, see.
No, Sandeep, I think this is good. And yeah, I mean, I'm again, like I said, I'm refreshing myself and just, so I think this is good. I think what you're doing is introduction. So don't feel that, I'm, I
No,
don't
no,
think.
no. We don't mind. Even if you feel, I will go by that way only. That's what I'm telling you.
No, it's good for me.
Because that's the
So
only way. And
yeah,
see, we can't learn 100% SAP in 1 month, 2
exactly.
months, 1 year, 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm telling upfront to you. Okay. Because it's how much time you dedicate for the practice, that much expertise you will get.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And if you need, during the course, if you need any examples or something, I can also fill in those just for real world.
Definitely.
So yeah, we
It
can
will add
help.
the value to our training.
Yep.
You are welcome always.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Priya, any query? Or query?
No, actually, this is a new thing for me,
No
so
problem.
I will try to grasp the
Priya,
knowledge. Yeah.
don't hesitate to ask any silly question.
Yes.
Don't think that what Shri will think about me. He's an expert.
And
We are
yes.
By no means I'm an
ask
expert,
Bindas
but
silly question.
we can help you, Priya.
Yes, sure. Because I'm
No,
not the
no.
expert in SAP. This is the first time for me.
No
Yeah.
problem. That's why I'm saying don't hesitate. Ask the silly question and don't wait that I will ask the question
Yeah.
after completion of the
Yeah,
complete class. No, just interrupt
Sandeep is
me.
right. Yeah, Sandeep is right, Priya. Don't because that's how people learn
Mm.
and exchanging
Yes,
knowledge. So
correct.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
thanks so much,
Yeah.
guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Very
Yeah.
Thank you.
This
Yeah.
last to
conference
last
will
week.
now be
Correct, correct.
recorded.
Okay, fine. So let's start. And I think you attended my demo also, correct?
Yep.
Okay, good, great. So let's start with the basic accounting. So basically today we'll see the accounting, how the accounting take place in the organization. It's not in the organization, but in our day-to-day life also. Okay, so we have some misunderstanding about the accounting. I will tell you today that what is that, and some of the terminology that also we'll discuss in accounting sides. Why we are discussing the accounting is because SAP is closely work with the finance, so we should know the terminology, what terminology that we are using in your accounting side. So at least we should have the flavor of that terminology, so that whenever we perform the transaction in material management, so that we can understand what exactly we are talking about it. So very first thing is the general ledger. What do you mean by general ledger? General ledger is nothing but the accounting book. You, I don't know whether you remember or not. Shika, you are located?
Sorry,
You are located?
I'm located
Where you
in
are located?
I'm located in Germany.
Germany. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, fine. So, okay, fine. So if you remember, in the previous days, our grandfather or four-grandfather, they used to maintain some books. They used to write a diary, that red color books. They used to write all the transactions, whatever the money they spend, whatever the money they earn, everything they used to write into that diary. So, and at the end of the predefined date or predefined year occasions, any auspicious occasion, normally that auspicious occasion was considered as a Diwali, okay, Lakshmi Pujan Diwali. So I'm just taking example, may not be every religion they are follow the different one, but on the auspicious occasion they are changing that diary. So they close that accounting books and they start the new book from the Lakshmi Pujan. For example, if I take the Diwali as one of the auspicious occasion. So from that day, they started the new books and they start the recording into that new books. What it is exactly? That is nothing but the general ledger. In accounting language, we call that is a general ledger. It is also called as a GL. In short form, it's a GL. In simple word, it's an accounting book. So business is writing your day-to-day transaction into that accounting book. Many people also follow nowadays also, they are writing their day-to-day expenditures as well as incomes. Now there are multiple apps are there in your mobiles. Into that apps we are putting all this data, and at the end of the month we are calculating where we spend the money, where we can avoid it. So all that visibility can get. So today is 26, so almost month is completed. If I ask you one question, how much money we spend in this month, we can't able to tell exactly. Forget about the bifurcation of it. How much money I spend on travel, how much money I spend on the uh, enjoyments or entertainments. It's difficult to tell. We don't know the overall figure. Then how we can tell the bifurcation of it? So if you maintain a diary, then you can at least open a diary and you can tell me, okay, I have spent this much money till the date. And if you want the bifurcation, we can calculate. Okay, how much money I spend on petrol, how much money I spend on travel, how much money I spend on the food items, grocery, medicine, clothes, etc., etc., etc. So that bifurcation we can provide if we got the visibility. So visibility is very important, and that is what your ERP system will provide the visibility to you. So general ledger, that is the accounting book which is maintained by everyone, will also be maintained by the organization. Okay. So organization will also maintain this accounting book for their day-to-day transactions. So general ledger, so remember henceforth, whenever we use the GL terminology, that's nothing but the general ledger, that is nothing but the accounting book. Then we have the fiscal year. Fiscal year is nothing but the financial year. Financial year, in India, we are following the financial year that is from 1st April to March, 31st March. In European country and USA, they are following the financial year, that is the calendar year, 1st January to 31st December. That is their financial year. So, okay, that depends on your country, which financial year we are following. What it means, the financial year. We start our accounting on the 1st of January or 1st of April, and we close that accounting on the 31st of March or 31st of December, according to which financial year we are adapting. So we count these 12 months for our accounting purpose. So we perform whatever the transaction we perform, we record in these 12 months. And from that accounting books, we calculate what is our profitability, what is our cash flow, how much we earn, how much we spend, that everything we'll get from these accounting books. Okay. So this is the financial year. The financial year is also called as a fiscal year. So in finance language, it is also called the fiscal year. The question might come into your mind, why we are learning? We are not going to use we are not going to perform or configure anything out of this one. We'll use this terminology. Then we have I told you the accounting books. Now, how the entries are updated into that accounting books. If you remember, during our grandfather's time, they used to maintain a single accounting book. If somebody asks you how much money you spend on transportation, then they have to read all the lines of that accounting books, and they tell that, okay, this much money we spend on the transportation. That is a hectic job. So what these chartered of accountants, there is association of chartered of accountants, they decide the accounting principles. So what they decide, for every head, we should have the separate accounting books. That means for transportation, we'll have the separate. For expenses, XYZ expenses, we'll have the separate. For food item, we'll have the separate. For, I'm just taking the example, don't compare it directly with our organization. So for every types of the expenses, we'll have the different types of the books. So that whenever I will ask you that how much you spend on the transportation or travel, you will just open that book and you will take the summation. It will be easy. But what happened, earning I'm writing in one book, expense I'm writing in another book. If I ask you how much money you have as of now, then how we can identify? You need to take the sum of that both the books. Or you produce something and you sell something. When you produce that one, you have that material. Material will have the value. But when you sell it, material will be, you will not have that material, but you will get the money. Let's take one example. See here, material purchase. Suppose I will take one example where you are buying a fuel. I'm using the fuel word because we are the people from the different time zone. So fuel we are buying from the fuel station, petrol pump, you can say. So suppose I buy a fuel of 100. Now again the question came euro, dollars or pounds or INR. I will use word INR because all of you are familiar with INR. So if we are purchase a petrol of 1000 INR, so I will pay 1000 INR to vendor, that's petrol pump owner or the fuel station. I will pay that much money to them. Now I can say I have a fuel of $1000, 1000 rupees INR. Now I just came out of the fuel station and somebody demand me the fuel on the way. He was out of fuel, so he asked me, can you give me the fuel of 100 rupees? Yes, I can. So I will give him the fuel of 100 rupees. So when I will pay him, I will give him the fuel of 100 rupees, he will pay me 100 rupees. Now see, when I fill up my tank, then that time I was saying that I am having a fuel of 100 rupees. 100 rupees fuel. See, though it is in the form of the material, that material will carry some value. But when I sell that material, I will not say now 1000, I will say I have 900. So when I buy it, my stock account get increased. When I sell, my stock account get decreased. Correct? So this effect should get updated into my stock account. Whenever I will buy, it should get increased. Whenever I will sell, it should get decreased. So these both effects should get updated into my stock account, material account. Now, when I sell the fuel, what I get? Money. That money is nothing but the revenue. So I got a cash of 100 rupees. So my cash account or revenue account, I will use the layman language, cash, but revenue account will get increased by 100 because I got a cash. But at the same time, I lose something. What I lose? I lose the material. So my stock account will get reduced. Now I start, suppose I fill up the petrol and I start the engine and I start driving. So slowly, the fuel get consumed and one time my tank becomes empty. So I lost the 100% stock of fuel. Now I can't say that I have fuel of 100 rupees. Where it is gone? It goes somewhere. Where it is gone? It is consumed. It is burned, consumed. My 100 rupees petrol or 100 dollar petrol get consumed. Means that when I say my stock get reduced, something should get increased. When my stock get reduced, something will get increased. When my stock get increased, something get reduced. See here, I buy the petrol, I lost the money. I mean, I pay the money. I sell the petrol, I got the money. I consume the petrol, my consumption get increased. Means that for every transaction, there should be two accounting entries. Every transaction should have the two accounting entries, and that is what called the golden rules of accounting. Okay, later on, just go and do Google that what is golden rules of accounting. You will get 1 or 2 page PDF. Read that one just for information. Means that whenever I will perform some transaction, there are two entries. Don't compare is that, oh, I pay the money to someone, so his account get credited, my account get debited. No, don't compare it like that. I'm not talking that one. Always think from your perspective, not from that person's perspective. You are buying something, so you get the material and you pay the money. So your stock is received and you lose the money or you pay the money. I'm not saying lose. Okay. So for every transaction, there are two entries. And what are the two entries? You have seen here. On the next page, you have seen stock account DR, vendor account CR, revenue account DR, stock account CR. What is this CR and DR? That is nothing but the credit and concept. Yeah. Anyone can you confirm that my screen? Hello.
Yeah, it's better now. Your audio was breaking up.
Exactly.
Yeah. There was some network issue. It got disconnected. Now once again it's connected. Let me know if you are able to see and clearly I'm audible.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So here debit and credit. CR means credit, DR means debit. I have put some sign also, negative and positive. Now I will ask you the question. So for every transaction, this is one transaction. Purchase of fuel, this is one transaction. Sale of fuel, this is one transaction. This is also one transaction. Consumptions of material, that is also one transaction. Fine. What is your concept about debit and credit? Tell me. Yes, Priya? What do you mean by debit and what do you mean by credit? Yeah, Shikha? Shri?
I mean, what we earn and what we owe to the supplier, or so debit is what we give, take out from our account, right?
Debit means what we take out from our account, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And credit means what?
Comes into the account.
Okay. Now, why you are telling me this definition? Because you are reading the bank message. Whenever you spend money, bank is giving the message that your account is debited by so and so, rupee, pound, INR, what it may be. Okay. So that is get debited. Your account get debited. And when you get a money, you get a message on every first of every month. We got a good message. Okay. That your account is credited by so and so via salary. So credit means what we receive and debit means what we lose. No, it is exactly opposite. According to accounting, debit means positive, that is what comes in. Whatever we get, that is debit. Credit means negative and what goes out. What goes out, going away from me, that is credit, and coming to me, that is debit. It's exactly opposite. Now see how we interpret it wrong way till the date. We got a message whenever I buy something, if I make the payment to vendor, assume that we make a payment online. So I got a message that your account is debited. And vendor will get the message your account is credited. Why we are committing the mistake here? Because we are looking from the our perspective. Who is managing your account? Bank is managing your account. Bank is managing your account. So what bank is saying to you? Now when you buy certain things from the vendor, for example, you buy the material. Now you are making the payment that will routed via your bank. So bank is a intermediator. I hope you know the concept of the exchange. Prior to this mobiles and everything, there was the exchange concept when the landline phone was there. We used to call the exchange, and exchange we used to connect to the recipient, and then they connect the phone lines like that. So bank is the intermediator, or I will say exchange between you and the vendor. Now what bank is saying to you, your account is debited, that means bank has withdrawn the money from your account and put it into their account. There means bank's account. So that is the incoming for the bank. So bank is, your account is debited by us. That is the bank. Bank is debiting your account and putting the money into their account, which is an intermediary account. For fraction of second, the money will be in the bank's account. You might have experienced sometimes the money get reduced from your account, but the recipient didn't receive the money. So where the money goes? If that transaction get fail, after 2-3 days, the money will come back to your account. So temporarily, the money was lying into the bank's account. Money was lying into the bank's account. Now, when banks say that your account is debited, bank is getting the money from your account. So what comes in is debit. Now, when bank is sending the message to vendor, bank deposit the money to vendor's account. That means from their account. See, there is no transaction happen directly from your account to the vendor's account. No, if you are doing it on via bank, then it will go into the bank's account, intermediary account, then it will come to the vendor's account. So when the bank will put the money into the vendor's account, that's a outgoing for the bank. And vendor will receive the message that your account has been credited by us. Now vendor can withdraw that money. So think from the bank perspective. Don't read the message from your perspective. Whatever the passbook, nowadays there is no concept of passbook. If you take out the accounting account statement of your account, then you will see the debit credit. It's read that from the bank's side. Don't read it from your side. Then you what comes in is debit, what goes out is credit. This is the exact definitions of the debit and credit. Yes, Srini. Yes, Sri. It's exactly opposite what we think till the day. Okay, so you can check that on Google also. That's the reason I'm taking this sessions or this PPT here, that the basic understanding about the accounting, because later on we need to see the accounting entries when we receive the material, when we issue the material, when we consume the material, when we perform any loss and gain transaction. What is the accounting entry take place, that we will identify, because that is very important. Specifically, I took the name of Priya and Shikha also. They might require, because if you answer a single question on accounting side, definitely you will get selected, because the person will tell the accounting entry only when he understands the whole transaction. Only when he will understand the whole transaction, then only, that means you understand the complete transaction. Then only you will able to identify what is accounting entry. So here, that is the main purpose of putting this slide here, that what is debit. So I think I don't remember whether I told you or not, but please maintain one notebook during the sessions, and whatever the things that I tell you, please note down that into that notebook. Some short forms, some abbreviations, if I say, please note down that into notebooks. Questions, Shikha was not there yesterday. I used to tell you that this is the important topics, so please note down. This kind of the question can be asked in interview. Note down it into your notebook. Answer we'll find out later on. Answer is not important for me. Question is important. Answer will get it from anywhere. There are a lot of answers are available on internet also, or we'll identify that answer later on. But what is the question, that first we'll identify. Okay, so take 1 minute. Okay, so that is the intentions of putting this slide here. Okay, so debit means what comes in is debit, and credit means what goes out is credit. So now it is clear to us that for every transactions we have the two entry, one is debit, second is credit. Debit entry, credit entry. Then only, and these both entry should be knock off to each other. That means total debit must be equal to total credit. That means the summations of the debit and credit must be equal to 0. Then only I can say my accounting has been balanced, or the tally. My transaction has been tallied. So whenever you have either debit open or credit open, your accounting is not completed. Total debit must be equal to total credit. That is the rule. Another one. If you saw here, I put the two things. I will just remove this one. I purchased the material. I purchased the material here. So my stock account get debited. So stock account increase. Vendor's account decrease. Vendor account decrease? No, it's not vendor account decrease. We have one account which is assigned to that vendor. Account means accounting book. We have one accounting book which is assigned in the name of that vendor. So when I buy something, my liability is created to make the payment to that vendor. This is what Shri was talking. Liability. Liability means we have to pay to that person. That is called the liability. I am liable to make the payment to you. If I buy something from vendor, we have to make the payment. That is called the liability. Both of you understand Hindi?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. We lost him, is it?
Am I audible?
And now, yeah. Yeah, now.
Yes.
Both of you understand Hindi?
Yes.
Yes.
I do.
Yeah. I'm just asking, I will not use the Hindi word, but if sometimes if I give some example, that's the reason. If you remember, the ad is coming into the television. It's a LIC, Life Insurance Corporation ad. So they are using this word liability. Okay, that's the reason I'd like to use that one, but let it be. So liability means we need to make the payment to everyone. So in may not be applicable to your location, but hope you know. In India, we milkman every day came and he do the milk to your house. He delivered the milk to your house, and at the end of the month, we will make the payment. Correct? We'll make the payment to that vendor. So every day, I'm not making the payment to the vendor, but every day you are taking the milk. Suppose I am taking the milk of 100 rupees. Hope it is okay if I take the example of in INR. Otherwise, I will take the USD. If you have any objection, let me know. Understanding issue. So every day I have to pay 100 rupees to him, but I'm not paying. But I'm getting the milk. Every day I'm getting the milk. Yes. So what I am doing every day when I got the milk, I will put a entry into the his account. That means in my diary, which is assigned to him. So one sec, I will come back. find that total entry has been knocked off and there is no liability is balanced. This is how the accounting takes place in the organization. Okay, I'm just giving the flavor. We do not require to do all that things, but yes, we have to explain the accounting entry to the accounting people. They will ask you the question whenever you deliver some process. They will ask you the question, sir, what is the tentative accounting entry? So we need to answer that person. Which account get credited, which account get debited. PI was not there. I request that please have one notebook and please note down the
Yes, sir.
yeah, please note down the details into that
Yes.
notebook. Okay. This PPT
Yeah.
I will really share with you.
Yes.
You don't write because whatever I'm showing on the screen, but apart from that, if I say this is the important part, there might be the question asked in this way. Please note down that. Answer we'll find out later on. Don't worry about that. So
Yeah,
for
sure.
every transaction, I was saying that there are two entries. One is debit, second is credit. I got the mail, I have the two entry. When I make the payment, I will have the two entry. So one is the debit, second is the credit. These are the two entry that we will maintain into the accounting side. Now, whenever we'll go for SAP project implementation, so we'll have, there are different methodology available in the market, agile methodology, ASAP methodology. So let us discuss the conventional process of ASAP methodology for implementing the SAP project. So normally whenever we'll go for the SAP or project implementation, that time we'll, first of all, we'll ask the requirement. If you go to any shop, for example, he will ask you, sir, what exactly you need? He is gathering the requirement. So here also, when we go for implementation, we will ask the customer, what is your requirement? Customer will say, sir, I don't know SAP, what SAP is. We want to implement SAP, but what are the functionality available in SAP? We don't know. Can you please help us to understand? Yes. So we will help him to understand what is SAP. So we will give him the SAP demo for the standard business processes. So these are the business processes which are normally used in the business or available in SAP, standard business process. Because SAP, when the SAP started, company started, they gather the requirement across the world, standard requirements, standard business process, and they implement that into the software. So we will give the demo of all the standard business process. Why I'm using the word standard here? Because business may not be satisfied with the standard process. He will ask something customized. We'll see that during the process discussion, where we might require a customized requirement also. Then once we give the demo of the standard business process, we'll ask him what is the existing processes, how you are managing the existing process. What are the software, what are the tools they are using, irrespective of that, how you are managing the process. You want to buy something, how the process is started, who is giving the requirement to you, how they are getting the requirement, how they calculate the materials, how they calculate the quantity, how they arrive to the delivery date. Okay, requirement is finalized. Then how the procurement team initiate the purchase, how they came to know that who is the vendor supplying the material, how they are getting the price, how they are taking the decision to which vendor the order should be given. So all that things we will get the information. How your warehouse manager is managing the material, how he is storing the material, what are the different sections, compartments, or categorizations of the material. That everything we will understand, and how they are performing the processes, irrespective of the tool. That is called the as-is process, existing process. Then we will have the requirement discussion. Now we'll ask the business, okay, boss, this is your existing process, this is what you are doing, or this is the SAP provide, this is what you are doing, and now tell me what exactly you are expecting from the system. We'll prepare the understanding document based on our discussion, and finally we'll convert that understanding document into the BBP, that is the business blueprint. This blueprint will be signed by both parties on the agreement that yes, this is what is our requirement. Once the requirement is freeze, then we will go for the realization phase. The realization phase started. In realization phase, we will do the system configuration as per the BBP. BBP is the test document because it is agreed and signed by both parties. Now, once everything is ready, we will test first. Here, SAP consultants, or in short, any consultant, they are working just like a technician. Vehicle technicians, or in the crude language, I can say garage person. How he is working, whenever you give your vehicle for maintenance, he will ask you, sir, what is the problem? So you will explain him the problem. Then he will work on that one. And then first he will test the vehicle, whether it is working properly or not. That is what we will do here. After completing our work, we will do the unit testing. So we will test whether it is working as per the business requirement or not. If it is working as per business requirement, then I will call the business user to perform UAT, unit user acceptance testing. User acceptance. User should accept what we are going to deliver. So we will, first of all, we will give him the training. This is how your system will be and how to test it. This is very important. Giving the user training is very important. Just now I faced one of the issue. We work on one of the integration, and there was a separate team which was doing the SIT testing, system integration testing. And they were not related to business. They were not related to SAP. They are just testing the process. So they come up with a one bug. Sir, this is not working. I asked him, how you test it? So this way I am testing. So do you know the process? To which server you are connecting? Do you really have this process into that server? No, sir. We are trying 1 plus 1, whether it is 2 or not. But this is not the way. There is a process. Understand the process first and then test it. If you don't know the process, how you can test? So it is necessary that the person who is the user, who is the person who will test your system, should have the knowledge about the system, business process. It's not only always 1 plus 1 equal to 2. This is not the kind of testing. In SAP, this kind of testing is not applicable because that was some K2 platform was there where they are performing some inventory management transaction, and some work order related work was getting executed in some other server and inventory management was getting executed in other server, and they were trying to perform both the process into both server. But that is not the scenario. That is not the business scenario. How it will work? So they say it's a bug. This is not a bug. So the training is mandatory. We should have to provide the training to the business user that how your system will work and how to test it. Then they will test and will do the confirmation. Once we got the confirmation from the business user, we will go prepare for the go live. Prepare for the go live means, before housewarming ceremony, we do some preparation, just like that. So here we will migrate, we'll transfer our belongings, all the materials will transfer to the new house and everything. And that auspicious day, we will do the puja and everything, and then we will do the housewarming. That is the way. The same way, here also, once the system is accepted by the user, we will start preparing the production server. Into that, we will do the migrations, data migration, transaction migration, everything we will do. And after that, on one fine morning, we will perform the go live transactions. And after that, the system will start, or will put the system in use. The business user will start using that system. And after that, we'll provide a go live support according to the SOW, that is the scope of work. So these are the some project management terminology. She might be aware about it. He's familiar. Okay, so these are the according to the SOW that we are giving the support to the organization, post go live support. So these are the 5 important steps in ASAP methodology of SAP implementation. So every time, whenever we will implement any process, we will get the requirement from the business. See what I know SAP, but I don't know the business. I don't know how you are running your business. Everywhere you will not find the standard process. Yes, of course, some part of will remain standard, but not 100%. You cannot say that yes, you have to follow the process like this only. No. Who is driving what? You are not driving the business. Business will drive the system. System is for the business. Business is not for the system. Remember. So we need to understand how they are working, and we will streamline their processes into the system. The ultimate aim is that control should be there, reporting should be proper, and their process should be performed in systematic way. So we will understand how they are doing. Yes, you can ask them that yes, 5 to 10% instead of doing this one, you have to do like this. Then you will get a better result. Better data capturing, better outputs like that. So never think that yes, I will design the process. No, we are not designing the process. We just configure the process into the system. In SAP, we will perform these 3 basic transactions in every process. What is that? First of all, we'll define the type. Type means to identify the process, to identify the master data. We'll give one example. Material type. We have the multiple material types. Raw material, semi-finished material, finished material, scrap material, like that. So that is the type. Purchasing, we have different purchasing processes. Inventory management, we have different processes in inventory management. So for everywhere where there is a categorization in the same process, we will define the type. All of you have the sale number, or we have the bank account number in a different banks. If you visit to your bank and if you say that myself Sandeep, you say okay, so what? No, I have my account in your bank. You say okay sir, but give me your account number. We don't know who is Sandeep. We know your account number. If I tell them my account number, they will say okay, you are Sandeep. Yes. But if I just say that my name, they don't recognize me. How they recognize me? By my account number. Your telecom company will recognize you by your cell number, not by your name. Same way here, that type, that material, that order, that requirement, everything, whatever the transactions will perform, will be identified by the number. So once we create a type, we will assign the number range to it. What should be the number range? In your, wherever you are staying, in a flat or in a row house, you have a house number. That is to identify that location. So that is the second step to distinguish the process-wise data or to master data, we require the number. So we'll assign the number. Third one, field selection. Field selection means whether that field is compulsory, mandatory, optional or display. Optional means you can enter the input or you can leave it blank. Display means you cannot edit it. Mandatory means you have to. If you go and open a Gmail account, the system will ask you to put your date of birth. Without that, it will not proceed. But to open the Gmail account, why they need my date of birth? Yes, it is their policy. If your age is less than what is the prescribed limit, 16, 18, then you require guardian. Above that, they will allow you. So that field becomes mandatory. Same way in the business transaction, in the master data also we require certain field mandatory. Certain field optional. Yes, you can put the value there or you can leave it blank. Certain field are just for the information purpose, display. Who will decide this one? Which field should be mandatory, which field should be optional, which field should be display? I said it's the Google policy that they will require your date of birth. That means business will decide. Business will decide. At the same time, I know the system. So I will also decide from the system perspective. Gmail ID, whatever that email ID you are putting, it's mandatory. That yes, this is a system requirement. If you don't put the ID, how can I create your email? So that's the mandatory. I know this is a system requirement. As a consultant, you know what is the system requirement or the process requirement. But there are some entries which business will decide. I don't need that into my process. I'm just categorizing this requirement. So what kind of I'm just putting example. What kind of the business requirements are there? For example, business can say in your vendor master or supplier master, please capture a date of birth. Do you really think that to give the purchase order to the vendor or supplier, do you want to know his date of birth? Not at all. To make the payment to supplier, do you require his date of birth? Not required. But business say that it's our policy that we will wish our vendor on his birthday. Capture the gender of vendor, whether it's female or male. How it makes the difference for me to run the process? Not at all. But business say that according to our government policy, that we have to give the some of the percentage of our business to a lady supplier. That's the policy. So such kind of the data, I'm just putting the examples. Don't compare apple to apple. So such kind of the informations are the business requirement. But what is the currency of vendor? If my vendor is in US, he will definitely ask the purchase order in USD. He will not accept the order in INR. So his order currency should be mandatory because without that I cannot raise the purchase order. That is the process requirement. How he will take the payment terms, that is also mandatory. So these are the categorizations of the field selection requirements. Then in SAP we have the three kinds of the messages. One is the green message, which is information, yellow message, which is warning, and error message, which is a red one. Warning and information you can always proceed, but error will not allow you. Warning, yes, you can, but system will tell you that yes, you can proceed, but there might be an risk of proceeding. There might be a risk. Okay, so it just yes, we can go ahead, but with warning. This is what the system will throw the messages. This is some of the basic things and accounting, basic understanding about the accounting. Hope you understand. Okay, today we'll stop it here. If you have any query, you can ask me. And I told yesterday also, Shika, you can stop me in between also. Don't wait for to complete the session, or don't wait even later on also. Don't wait that, oh, I will ask the question in the next training session. No, you can put me on WhatsApp group. You can put me the message, proper information, proper screenshot, so that I can reply immediately. Hardly I will take some time. If I require a system access, then I will take some time. Otherwise, I can reply on the WhatsApp also. Don't wait for the next sessions. And during the session also, don't wait. You can interrupt me at any point of time. Don't hesitate.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, you told us about define type. So, define type has some other name, or because I have Googled, I mean, last week, so define type is like also material type. That is also correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Chika.
Mhm.
Yeah. If absolutely right. Material type, PO type, requisition type, vendor type, I mean, this is supplier type,
Mm-hmm.
service type. There are
Mm-hmm.
different types are there.
Okay.
Everywhere we'll define the types.
Okay.
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 And don't mind it, but my humble request,
Uh-huh.
till we complete 50%,
Uh-huh.
don't search for any Google or any YouTube video.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. The
Okay.
reason I will tell you. Reason I will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
See, everyone will explain the thing, same thing in different way.
Yeah,
And I
correct.
don't want you to get confused
Mm-hmm.
between what I'm telling you and what you heard from the YouTube
Mm-hmm.
video. Because
Okay.
he tried to explain you everything in that 30 minutes, 1 hour video.
Mm-hmm.
And here we'll cover the only basic things. So the question,
Okay.
oh, this is any answer. So don't
Okay.
think like that. Okay,
Uh-huh.
just follow up to 50%. Later on, you are open to everything. I will encourage you to go to forum, check the issue in the forum, try to answer that forum. That will
Mm-hmm.
boost your confidence.
Okay.
Okay, but
Okay.
not in initial period. Okay?
Perfect.
No problem.
Perfect. And one more thing, Sandeep, can you please tell me that where should we go for extra learning? I mean, extra material. You guys will
Okay.
provide us some material, or do we go some random?
We'll tell you everything. Everything.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay. Okay.
I will guide you.
Okay.
All of
Perfect.
you. Hmm? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
And then one more thing, Sandeep.
Yeah.
There would be class on Saturday as well, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
Saturday and Sunday both day.
Saturday and Sunday.
Perfect. And the same time.
Initially we'll go bit slow
Uh-huh.
because it is sometimes it's very difficult to capture if you are not
Correct.
from that field. So
Mm-hmm.
we're not able to understand. But once you are comfortable and I'm comfortable with you, then we
Mm-hmm.
will pull our socks.
Okay.
Okay?
Perfect. Perfect. Yep.
Yeah.
Clear.
Thank you. Thank you very
Have
much.
a nice day. Have a
Have
nice
a
week,
good
guys.
weekend.
Hey, can we get this PPT, Sandeep?
Yeah. Once Naveen will create the WhatsApp group. Share me your Gmail ID.
Okay.
Here, share the. I'm preparing one drive here. Naveen will have its own drive. He will share the link of his drive.
All right. I'll check with Naveen. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is
All right.
mine one, not Naveen's. Okay. So here I will upload all the PPTs. You will get. This is for you people only. Then we have the config manual also. We are preparing the during the session also. What are the session that we took? We are putting the screenshot here. Okay. So this is also for you people. You can download it and keep it for your reference. Then what I did, apart from the training session, I have the recording clips. I prepare the recording clips in my sweet voice. Okay. So here you will find that, for example, the I took one topic. So here, this is the recording I created. Now this recording is for 43 minutes. Okay, so it is not a whole, you can say, session. If you go to the inventory manager, you will find that, see, it's a 9 MB, 4.5 MB, 7 MB, 10 MB. So if you open this one, it is just for 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Small recordings are there, so that you can refer them at a different. I will just, yeah. So these are the recordings which you can refer multiple times. See what happened. Normally, a 2-hour session recording, you want to search a small issue. You want a small help, but it is very difficult to identify where that you will get into the 2 hours recording. It's very difficult to find out. So that's the reason I prepared these small recording clips and I'm sharing that with you so that you can use that during the practice. Also, some of the over the period of time, I prepare this Excel sheet. Now, this is the image I create, or the color codings and everything. I'm putting it to this Excel sheet. Okay. So since from the first day, I'm preparing this one. So this kind of the screenshots that I'm preparing here. So that screenshot also I put into this Google Drive. You can download it from here and put it for your reference. Okay. And general files, wherever I found the interview questions or some basic information, I'm putting it. So download it. It's for you only, but I will not put it more than, I will not keep this more than 15 days. Fine.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So because I need it for all the batches. So I'm removing the data and putting into some other. See, ये चक्कर में मेरा almost I created the 10 different drives. Used to keep the data initially for lifetime, but every time I have to go for create a new drive. It's a 15 GB space only. But later on, I started removing it. Okay. So once your WhatsApp group is created, give me your Gmail ID. I will give the access to this one. Okay. You can download it for on your local drive.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll discuss.